Hello everyone, welcome back to the Human Reviews channel, and today we are entering the classics era, okay? I have 20 reactions planned out for my schedule. I'm probably not going to stick to the schedule 100%, there's probably some stuff that's going to get switched around, but I have the next 20 reactions, a rough outline of my schedule in mind, and it's all classics, okay? We're doing Close to the Edge today, and we're going to be doing the Zeppelin discography. We got some Pink Floyd in there, we got Thriller, we got Eminem, we got fucking Talking Heads as well. Okay, it's going to be nothing but classics, okay? And we're starting that with Close to the Edge by Yes, a prog rock a classic in and of itself, okay? This is in like the top 100 albums on Rate Your Music, probably the top 100 albums on Album of the Year as well. This is one of the most celebrated prog albums, if not the most celebrated prog album of all time. Do we put JC in the timeout for this one? Yeah, see you in 30 minutes. This album is absolutely iconic. It came out in 1972, 3 tracks, 37 minutes. One of those tracks being nearly 19 minutes, one of them being 10 minutes, and the other one being 8 minutes. So they're 3 pretty long songs, to be honest. I have heard the first song, Close to the Edge, but I got sent that in, what, like a year ago now, or something like that? I think it was a year ago that I heard that. Yeah, it was probably like around a year ago that I got sent that in, and I don't think I've actually listened to it front to back since. I remember it being like the most incredible shit ever, and it made me very excited to listen to this album, and I've taken like an entire year to get around to doing it, which, you know, that's my bad, but we're here doing it now, okay? That's all that matters. Yeah, I'm expecting this thing to be epic, I'm expecting it to be grand, I'm expecting it to be an experience of an album, despite it only being 3 songs. Let's get straight into this. Track 1, Close to the Edge. Wow. Real words of wisdom right here. Can't wait for him to say this on the album. Starting off with nature sounds. Took long enough. You know, today is just a day of me experiencing Peak for the first time. I had to house sit for someone earlier today, and while I was there, I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time. It's pretty good. It's my least favorite of the Tarantino films that I've seen. I prefer Inglourious Basterds and Django. Still pretty great. It's a bit better. Oh yeah, they got Bill Bruford on this album, who of course did drums for King Crimson. Yeah, the beginning of this song just kind of feels like an amazing, like, adjustment into the album, you know what I'm saying? The first 4 minutes feel like they're there to just set you in the right mood, establish a general tone for it, and then after you reach the 4-minute mark, this is sort of like you being let into the bulk of the track, you know what I'm saying? Man, that bass is disgusting, Jesus. Oh, John's voice. What's this guy's full name? I'm actually not familiar with his name. John Anderson. Surprisingly bright sounding. A lot of this early prog music tends to have a little bit of a darker sound, so it tends to feel a little more menacing as a means of like getting its scope across. This feels so bright and like so full of color. Like everything from the guitar tones to the keys, even the bass tone to a certain extent, and the vocals as well. It just feels like there's a certain sense of like childlike wonder to this song. And maybe it's because it goes through like so many different phases. Like this song has, what, 4 different phases that it goes through? And it keeps it, I don't know, gives it a certain sense of like adventure. Damn, atmospheric as well. We got like an entire like an ambience section in this song. I completely forgot about most of the shit in here. Alright, I'm gonna do what I think is probably gonna be my only pause for this song. We just reached the halfway point, now feels like a good time to pause. First half, I don't remember shit about this song, to be honest. I got sent it in on stream about a year ago, and I think I might have re-listened to it once since then. And that probably was like right after I got no pause. I need to pause, I need to at least give some commentary without just letting the song play all the way front to back. I need to provide good transformative content. Shit's amazing. Seriously. Like, out of all of like the formative like early prog stuff that I've heard, like this and King Crimson, I feel like this like stands out the most to me. There is just such a sense of like wonder and adventure to this that while I love again Court of the Crimson King, I don't feel like there was anything like it doesn't feel like there was anything like that in there. This just feels like it's so expansive and so massive while still having a certain sense of like almost pop appeal. It's very much not a pop song in any sense of the word, but a lot of these instrumentals just feel so catchy, like they're designed to get stuck in your head, but they're just put into a prog setting. And I fucking love that. It's able to combine so many different styles and so many different ideas into one song, and through having it be 4 different phases, have it not feel inconsistent or like it's constantly stumbling over itself. That dedicates one section to one idea, another section into another idea. It has a clear through line, and the transitions are incredible. Not only that, the pacing of this shit's fantastic. We're 10 minutes into this song, and it's gone by like that. Seriously. I believe where I'm from, we call this the shit. Look at this, they even invented ambient music with this. This is incredible stuff, truly. Damn. I remember this bit. I remember this. Has this been sampled in something? Because I distinctly remember that. Sampled in a Danny Brown song? I don't think I've heard any of these songs that it's been sampled in. I guess this bit's just super memorable. Oh my god. This also has such a cinematic quality to it. Like, particularly the recording of the instrumental here sort of gives it like an old movie type feel. Bill Bruford on top, okay? Bill Bruford is the GOAT. These drums are nuts. Oh my god, that bass tone. Okay, only other I need to talk about that. That is one of the best bass tones I've ever heard. That caught me so off guard. Are you hearing how good the bass sounds on this song? That is one of the most disgusting, grimiest, most aggressive bass sounds I have ever heard. That was incredible. Chris Squire did the bass on it? I know that name. I'm not familiar with the other stuff he's been in, but I know that name. Starting off the same way it began. Did I say starting off? Ending off the same way it began. Jesus. Also, yeah, genuinely. I can't believe that song's 19 minutes, nearly. Yeah, ending off the way it started with the nature sounds is just so fucking amazing. I've heard that song before, but it's been like a year since I last listened to it, and I didn't remember anything about it besides the I get up, I get down bit. The song is like even more amazing than I remember it being. Oh yeah. Did I give it a 10 when I first heard it? Because if not, No, I gave it a 10 when I first heard it. Good. What a fucking experience of a song. Jesus. Yeah, every section of that song is just constantly providing something so interesting, something so unique, something that feels so ahead of its time as well. This shit came out in the 70s. The 70s. And it like, this shit sounds timeless. From the guitar tones, the bass tones, the keys that are included in there. Bill Bruford's immaculate blending of rock drumming, a little bit of jazz in there, and of course the prog drumming as well. To, oh god, what's his name? Joe something? Oh, John Anderson's breathtaking vocal performance all throughout this song. John Anderson's voice is fucking nuts. It's like way more impactful than I remember it being. This song literally feels like, it's called Close to the Edge, it feels like being like stood at the edge of like a mountaintop and just looking out at like the vast expanse of what's around you. That is like the scale that this song feels like it reaches. And it's because of how many incredible ideas they have, and they know just where to place them, just which section to have them in, just how long to make that section. It all just flows seamlessly. There's such a clear, coherent through line to this, but it goes through so many changes. There's so much variety on this song. It doesn't feel like it gets stale at any 1 second, because as soon as you pick up on what's going on in one section of the track, you're already on to the next thing. It's nearly 19 minutes of just constant changes, constantly providing something new, and it doesn't feel like it's overstuffed. It feels like every single element is just as necessary as the other to make this as incredible as it is. And I can't pick a flaw in this song. This is a flawless song, like one of the best prog songs I have ever heard. This shit's amazing, okay? It sets a pretty high standard for the other two songs to reach, okay? And that's kind of weird. This song's nearly 19 minutes. That's half the album gone. This song, we're halfway through this album in terms of runtime. Okay, we've got a 10-minute song and a 9-minute song up next. I'm just saying, that one track makes up half this album's runtime. And it's, you know, half the album's perfect, essentially. I can't speak to the other two because I haven't heard them yet. But yeah, half this album is perfect. And if the other two can live up to that, then this is going to be a pretty amazing album. Next up, And You and I. After 5 seconds of silence, of course.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, starting off a song with just, okay. The Last of Us? That's such a cringe thing for me. I'm sorry. That was terrible. What's the guy's name that composed The Last of Us? Because this shit sounds like it definitely inspired him. Gustavo Santaolalla? Definitely sounds like he got some inspiration from the beginning of this song. That sounded literally exactly like something that would be in The Last of Us. Yes, invented video games. Exactly.
A man can see the moment's answers to the dream.
This apparently so. I've never heard this before, so I can't say what this song is. But yes, this is this song that is currently playing.
Changed only for a sight, the sound of space agreed. Oh, come and take close, something that you know, then we must walk into the
The electronics have aged wonderfully. The composition of this is flawless. Hear how good these drums sound as well. They're so punchy, they're so crisp.
as a movement began to regard it both the same.
My options for timing you out are 30 minutes or an entire day. Like, what is it? 30 minutes or a whole day?
I listened hard but could not see.
I'll listen to the bonus tracks after I stop recording, yeah. I'll do them on stream, but I won't record them. Yeah, being able to accomplish something like this with the limitations that you have, that they had back then, is nuts. It's aged wonderfully. Like, it's not even just a case of this sounds good for the 70s. This just sounds good in general. I don't have to add that it sounds great for the 70s. It still sounds amazing by today's standards. Everything just has such a nice, crisp, natural sound. The electronics don't sound too dated. Oh, that, it's all mixed incredibly. Did this come out a year or two before Darkside? Darkside came out in 1975, didn't it? Let's see. Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, 73. Oh, it came out in 73. Yeah, this came out 1 year before Dark Side of the Moon. Damn. Yeah, I'm always always amazed when stuff from like the 60s, 70s, with the limitations that they had in terms of recording, sounds this good. Is it socially acceptable for males to have underarm hair, or is it it's preference? I don't think anyone particularly cares. What was I? Oh, you're making me lose my train of thought with your dumbass comments, damn it, JC. What was I saying? Yeah, the fact that they're able to achieve this with so many technical limitations is nuts. They're able to make something that sounds this amazing 52 years later. It came out 52 years ago, and it sounds this good today. This is like, this sounds better than some of like the prog that's being released today, where a lot of modern stuff sort of has the issue of being overproduced. This is just, with the limitations they had, they're forced to get a more natural, more live sound, something that feels a lot more crisp and a lot more raw and a lot more in the moment. And I think that that serves this beautifully. And especially with a lot of the nature sounds that they've been incorporating into this album, having that sound makes it feel so much more like that as well. Like, it makes that context so much better. Yeah, this song, gorgeous. Such a good follow-up to the previous track. It doesn't feel as wide in scope or as grand as the previous song does, and it kind of doesn't need to. It kind of feels like a necessary calm down after the previous one, where the last one was so multi-phased, it was so large, sweeping, with its different sections and the multiple switch-ups that it had. This one still has switch-ups, but just not to the same extent. It's a lot more subtle in its changes, and it feels like more of a linear progression than the previous track, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is just like a masterclass in analog recording, in great mixing, in instrumental proficiency, in writing, in performances. I'm baffled. I'm genuinely baffled. This is like, it's difficult to even find like little nitpicks in this. With this song, I do feel like there are maybe a couple of instrumental moments that feel like they didn't quite impress me on the same scale as the previous track, where every single new thing that was brought in on the previous song, I was like fucking mind blown for like everything. This one, a lot of it felt like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it isn't like the most mind-blowing thing ever. And that's not a complaint or anything like that, you know. I'm not going to sit here and say like everything needs to be the most incredible mind-blowing thing ever. But that's like the only thing that I think holds this song back from being a 10. It was amazing for a different reason, yeah. This one, the last song was amazing in how many different things it was able to pull together and make just such a gargantuan experience of a song. This one is amazing because it's just such a satisfying progression front to back. Every single thing on this song feels like it belongs front to back. And while it loses a little bit of that absolutely mind-blowing factor, it makes up for it in just feeling like it's a more easily digestible song, one that's going to be more easy to re-listen to. I can't complain about that. This song is a 9.7. Yeah, this is like the best shit ever. Straight up. I was a little worried going into this that the other two songs wouldn't live up to Close to the Edge, because I remembered Close to the Edge being like the best prog shit imaginable. I was like, oh god, what if I don't like the other two songs as much? My worries have been squashed. I have absolute faith that the last track will stick the landing. Final song, Siberian Khatru. I'm probably saying that right. I know I'm saying Siberian right, but I don't know if I'm saying that other word right. Oh, that's disgusting. That is so... Oh my god. It's only the first minute. It's only the first minute. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. The blending of the brass with that super... The blending of the brass with that super distorted bass was like the most amazing combination of sounds I could ask for. That was like jazzy, it was smooth, it was like a certain degree of aggressive as well. This feels like the most immediate song from the start up to out of the three, and I absolutely love that. It kind of has the like the feel of just a band jamming, you know what I'm saying? Like it just feels like a constant guitar, bass, and drum solo all the way throughout. Harpsichord solo. Harpsichord solo is crazy. Chris Squire is my MVP of this album. The bass is my favorite thing about this. Because not only is the bass tone incredible, the actual bass lines that he's playing are amazing as well. Is that a marching snare? That's pretty cool. Okay, it's just switching between 4 and 7, alright. Ends on a very appropriate fade as well. Damn. John Anderson's singing voice hasn't really changed with age, by the way. That's impressive. He must be, what, in like his 70s, 80s now? This came out in 1972. Yeah, he must be in like his 70s or 80s. That's very impressive when someone's able to sound just as good in like their 20s and 30s as they do when they get a lot older. Yeah, that was fucking amazing. Siberian Khatru. Despite being the shortest song on the album, it's just as impressive as the other two. Just the first minute of this song is all I needed to know this was going to be a great outro. The most tasteful, yet absolutely disgusting bass line, matched with the absolutely gorgeous brass instruments, blending in this nice, slick, jazzy intro for this song. It was just all I needed to know this was going to be peak. And then you get the rest of the song and it's just as good. This entire song, the entire album kind of has, but this song in particular, it just feels like the band soloing for an entire song. It feels like a guitar, bass, drum solo all the way through, and then the keys and all the other shit as well when it's included. It's amazing. This is so fucking mind-blowing. This shouldn't be this good. It's a 3-song prog album from the 70s. This shouldn't sound this good, but it does. It's aged so well, man. Yeah, shortest song on the album by, well, only by about a minute, but still. Just as impressive as the other two. It's just as infectious, it's just as lively, it's just as memorable and instantly entrancing as the other two. You just get locked into the world that these songs build, and that final track was no exception. This is exactly what a prog album should be. It was quite a long EP, exactly. 37-minute EP. Yeah, this is just what a prog album should be. It's not too focused on crazy time signatures or like trying to be as stuffed with switch ups or being as like overproduced as possible. This is just nice, natural, surprisingly restrained, despite how epic a lot of these sections can feel. It is playing to its strengths, and those strengths are its incredible musicians. Again, I've already talked about Bill Bruford being an incredible drummer. You've got Chris Squire on bass, and you've also got Steve Howe and Rick Wakeman on here as well. I don't know which of them is the guitarist and which of them does the keys on this album, but both of them were doing an incredible job as well. And you also have an amazing vocalist as well in John Anderson. This is just 5 people who are masters at their instrument, making 3 practically flawless prog songs. That final song is a 9.8. Pretty damn incredible, to be honest. I was close to the edge by yes. I've been recording for an hour, by the way. It doesn't feel like it. You cannot tell me that an hour of my life just went by. There's no way. This album flies by. It is 37 minutes of what is essentially the best prog music you can ask for. Such tasteful instrumentation, such incredible composition and arrangements all the way throughout these songs. It is grand in scope, it's large in scale, but it is also very restrained and plays to its core strengths, which is the musicians and their technical abilities. The album isn't overstuffed, it doesn't feel too, like, over the top. It feels like it's just the right amount of big and large in scope without going too overboard and feeling like it is too big to hold its own weight. And the fact that it's only 3 songs as well actually surprisingly works really well in its favor. I feel like having it just be these 3 statements, these 3 parts to this album, and not having it, they could have quite easily made this a 6, 8, even 10 track album and had it gone well over an hour like the bonus tracks do here. But no, they kept it fairly short in runtime. It's only 37 minutes. And I respect the hell out of that. This is, like, basically the best, like, old prog you can listen to. Like, I recently listened to Court of the Crimson King, and I think I'd like this even more. This feels like, while that album is amazing, this feels like it's taking some of the stuff that album was doing and putting it with even brighter instrumentation, even fuller production, even more incredible performances. They even have someone from King Crimson on this. Bill Bruford was also in King Crimson. This shit's immaculate. It's actually spotless. This album is spotless. No complaints. Just 3 practically perfect prog songs. One I consider to be actually perfect as well. I am going to add up my scores, and then I will tell you what my overall score for this album is. Wait, hold on a sec. Yeah, I was about to say that would have been an interesting score. I fucking mistyped something. I ended up with a 93. I was gonna be like, whoa, that's fucking weird that I ended up with that. No, I'm feeling a 9.8 out of 10 on this album. The fact that I fucking give the Swans album a 10 and then go to giving this a 9.8. I need to start listening to bad music. I need more bad music. But that's not even going to happen because it's the fucking classics era and we're going to be listening to nothing but heat. Strong 3, exactly. Strong 3 because it's only 3 songs. And they're 3 strong songs. So this album is the strong 3. Yeah, 98 out of 100. Yeah, this thing will probably grow to a 10 at some point. Let's be honest. On re-listens, I'm probably just not going to give a shit about the tiny, minor, little, minuscule nitpicks that I have that bring the album down by only 2 points, by the way. Yeah, I feel like just as an experience, it's spotless. Despite the fact that the second and third songs aren't, like, 100% perfect. They're as close to perfect as they can fucking get. Like, this is just S tier, front to back, well-deserving of being within the top 100 albums on Rate Your Music, and probably Album of the Year as well. Is this the highest rated prog album on Rate Your Music? I'm guessing it is. Or is Court of the Crimson King higher? It's close to the edge, you could say. Exactly, it's close to the edge of being a 10. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below. How does it compare to other old prog albums? And would you like to see me listen to more Yes albums in the future? Links in the description to my Discord, my album of the year, my Twitter, and my second channel. Check those out if you haven't. Make sure you like and sub as well if you haven't, because we are on our way to 2K. And yeah, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye bye.